Hello everyone, welcome to the Captain Swan podcast number 58. I'm Serena, save your out on Tumblr, and the Captain Swan podcast will introduce themselves.
I'm Lisa, and you brought me home.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm to the end of the world or time.
I'm Ro, and my blog is Captain Swan Humor.
I'm Steph, and I'm Bookstore Romantic.
Okay, so we are here for the last podcast of the season, Operation Mongoose Part 1 and 2. We have been saying that Operation Mongoose is a bad idea since the beginning of the season, so we were right. People should listen to us more and to Regina and Henry less. It's true, yes.
Absolutely.
So, we have a lot of questions, and so 16 actually, I counted them today. So, unfortunately, Mai isn't here, but nothing happened to her because we have a question from Anonymous, someone who's very worried about Mai, and they say, can someone check on Mai because after the bad moment, I think she melted. So I think we can assure you that Mai is alive. She may or may not have melted, but she survived. Kind of like Selena. That's what they have in common. Okay, so let's have another question from Mind Your Helm. What did you guys think of Captain Cobra working together? I wish we get more of that in season 5.
Awesome.
It was
my second favorite part of the episode.
Absolutely.
Totally.
However, it would have carried more weight had we actually seen Hook and Henry sailing at some point.
Yeah.
I agree. Yes. It would have been a nice payoff to the relationship building over the last season if we had actually seen the relationship building in the last season. I think their last actual bonding moment was in season 3 after Neil died and they went, I don't know where they went.
They were stargazing and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's the last time we saw them with a boat.
Yeah, I mean, they mentioned like once or twice that Hook's taken Henry sailing, but we never actually saw it. So any bonding they've done has happened off screen, which is ridiculous because it's Emma's son, and any relationship she has with Hook is also dependent on Hook's relationship with Henry because they're a unit. And neglecting that relationship is a disservice and should be fixed.
Well, trust me, that relationship, that dynamic is not the only thing that's been neglected as a result of over-eager and overreaching, biting off more than you can chew storylines in 4B. So I'm hoping, I'm almost certain that because of what Emma's going to be going through in season 5, that we're going to get that bonding because aside from the Charmings, Killian and Henry are going to be the ones most affected by this loss and by this challenge, and they're really going to need to. Killian is going to need that support system. You know what I mean? Because Henry's got Regina and he's got his grandparents, and the Charmings have Henry and they have their son. Killian has nobody. She was his world, and now she's gone, so he needs that support to help him move forward, you know, so that he has enough strength to find her instead of losing himself to that darkness that he had once.
But do you guys think she actually disappeared to somewhere like Camelot or whatever, or she just went to, I don't know, the Sorcerer's Mansion, and in the season premiere she will be like, "What's up, guys? I was just."
I think she went somewhere because why else have her disappear and leave the dagger behind?
For a cliffhanger. The last shot of Emma Swan on the dagger.
When Rumpel stabbed him and his dad, the dagger went with him. And when he
Well-
killed Zazo, he continued to hold the dagger in his hand. So why did Emma disappear? There has to be something different about Emma becoming the Dark One like that, in that particular way, that has caused her to go poof.
Likely because she's, the living embodiment of true love, the most light magic in all the realms.
And
she's at
besides,
war
they
with-
want to milk this thing for as long as possible. So if this is like when Robin had to leave and Outlaw Queen was separated, Captain Swan hasn't had that separation after feelings are declared stuff yet, and this is their time. So she has to be somewhere else for at least a handful of episodes, I would imagine.
I think they're going to find her within the premiere.
I
I think
agree.
she
Yeah.
went somewhere else, but I think she'll be back by the end of the premiere. Because you can't
Yeah,
have a show without Emma Swan in it. Even if she's somewhere
Yeah.
else, then you're bringing in all these new characters. And so, no, I think she's going to be back by the end of the premiere.
And
Ro?
you can't really have Dark Emma without it affecting the people in her life, so they'll probably find her very soon.
either that or one of them is going to summon her. I mean, the dagger's there. All they have to do
Yeah,
See, that's why this doesn't make sense, and why this is a dumb plot. Because if all they have to do is summon her, and either Henry or Hook kisses her, boom, it's over.
Michelle, you said
they
you were
have
going to
to-
roll with it.
So they have to come up with a reason for it to last until at least the 4A finale, which should be the 100th
I-
If you
episode.
True Love
I-
Kiss, then the darkness will do the same thing it did when Rumpel died or whatever. It'll just go through the town and like suck everyone out of everything.
But we
She
don't
has
know
a-
that. We don't know
Well-
what happens if you true love kiss it away, because Rumbell never got to finish because Rumpel's an asshole.
But
Yeah, but
apprentice-
they can have the blue fairy randomly declare that that will happen, like they usually do.
Yeah,
So-
the blue fairy will tell them that. It has
let's
normal.
not forget
Because
the
the blue
apprentice
fairy's not shady.
The apprentice himself said that you can remove the Dark One from a person, but you can't destroy that magic itself, because it is so dark and it's so powerful that even the sorcerer couldn't do it, and that's why he
And
had to tether it
apparently
to a living
even-
soul.
This whole
I'm
thing
gonna
is stupid.
I'm gonna say right there that if anyone but Emma destroys the Dark One, I will destroy something. Probably Adam at his house. I don't know where they live, but I will find out and I will destroy it.
Well,
I will pee on their carpets. I will do something nasty if anyone but Emma destroys the Dark One.
what she did in Rumpel's shop is proof. There's reasons why Rumpel was terrified of her, because he knew that she could be his downfall. She alone, with her light magic, was able to take the darkness out of the apprentice. Yes, it wound up killing him, but the fact is she got it out.
Well, we all
Just
know for
her dark
sure that the
magic
apprentice
alone.
is dead.
I mean,
He
with
looks
just-
dead.
but
Oh,
with
he's
just-
dead.
but
He
with
knows
just
too much to
her
be alive.
Dark magic alone, she was able to take the Dark One, the most darkest magic of all of the realms, out of that man's body.
Yeah,
So
but now it's
obviously-
inside her.
So she is powerful enough on her own to take it down. So obviously, she's going to be at war. The dark part of her and the light part is going to be at a serious war. I think that they're going to want they're probably going to be cognizant of the fact that they can easily take it out with True Love's kiss. I mean, Belle can tell them that, like, yeah, I almost kissed Rumpel, and it would have worked if he hadn't shoved me off because he's being a dick, But I think because
Maybe not
of the
the one she
circumstances
used.
of how it's tied to her, I think if they did take it from her, might kill her. If the apprentice did die, they have to be cognizant of the fact that removing it in such a way could kill her. So they have to figure out some other means. Hence, finding
Apprentice
Merlin.
died. 100% the apprentice died. He knows way too much to be alive next season because he'd be too useful to them.
Yeah,
and
I
he
mean,
had
there is a reason why he told them to look for Merlin.
Mm-hmm. And the great thing is, only Hook and Henry and Emma know about it.
Okay, dream casting for Merlin. One actor each. Tell me.
Oh Lord, I don't even know.
Tom
Oh
Hiddleston.
God.
I'm not gonna
No,
say.
okay.
Colin Morgan.
I can't say that choice because I've never watched the Merlin series. So the only time I've ever seen Colin Morgan was his guest spot in Doctor Who when he was playing a teenager. So, let me think.
I mean, clearly it's gonna be some
Walter
old
Bishop.
guy.
Walter Bishop. What's his name?
John Noble.
John
John Noble.
Yeah.
John
Yes.
Noble.
Yes. They did his granddaughter, so they have to do him too.
I'd say Alan Dale, but he's already played King George, so that won't work.
John Glover.
Oh,
John Glover.
it's gotta be some British dude, though. That's the problem, because it's Merlin and it's a British legend, so it's gotta be some British dude.
Who
People can
cares?
put all-
Belle should have been French and she's Australian. Who cares?
But he doesn't necessarily have to look like the archetypical Merlin as the way he's always drawn. I mean, look at Hook. He doesn't look like your typical Hook either. So,
Thank God.
I'd be willing to make him a younger version. Say Anthony Stewart Head. I could go for that.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Definitely.
That'd work.
Okay, let's see another question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful was the season 4 finale for you guys? From Anonymous?
5. I knew about the thing so far in advance that I was already well prepared for it, and I was so high on the fun that was allergic to rum, Killian, that I didn't really care by the time we got to it. I had too much fun.
It was still painful, but it wasn't like fall apart, key smash, because like you said, we'd already had the spoilers, so we kind of knew going in.
Yeah,
So yeah, about like a 5 or 6.
I was weirdly calm after it was over, so yeah, about 5.
Yeah, 5 too.
Can we talk about how Eddie is a lying liar who lies, and he said it was that the last cliffhanger, the last scene was not spoiled, and it was. And I was watching that scene, I was expecting, oh, now we are gonna see what happened to Emma. There's gonna be another scene, and then it ended with the dagger saying Emma Swan. I was like,
I know,
fuck you, Eddie.
The whole time, right after the dagger fell and they had that close-up shot of her name, I was expecting some really quick, super secret, because he had said that they shot a super secret scene. So I was like expecting some sort of cliffhanger, and I'm like, hello? And when he tweeted that thing saying, I'm so surprised that it didn't get spoiled, I'm like, if that is the scene that you were talking about, motherfucker, you shot that in the open. There was like hundreds of fans sitting there tweeting that shit online. Everybody saw it. What are you talking about? Not spoiled.
I kind of took that comment as actually being about Merlin.
Yeah.
I didn't anticipate Merlin. So for me, that was the only thing that they managed to pull out to kind of be like, oh, that's sort of exciting, and it hadn't gotten out necessarily, and I don't know. I mean, they said they didn't do a thing like they had done for Elsa. There was no, like, Elsa bit, no, like, super secret da-da-da-da-da, just a scene that he was surprised hadn't gotten out yet. And I kind of assumed after the fact that, well, the only thing that hadn't gotten out yet was Merlin.
Yeah,
I just think he wasn't paying very much attention to what had been spoiled.
Well, he doesn't go on the internet, does he?
He doesn't have a Twitter.
He has a very private Twitter.
Yeah, he has a private Twitter, so he doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't really...
I imagine him in his private Twitter shading everyone, like posting shit, and we can see it because it's private. That's what he does.
And let's be real. We already know that when Adam and Eddie do these interviews with the media, half the shit that they say is a bunch of trolling, and you can't really take it at face value.
And they're lying liars who lie, because somebody made a post that there were like 25 things that they promised would happen this season, and none of them did.
Exactly, mostly because they, like I said, they got so inundated with their major plot that everything else got thrown to the side.
But would you say that Emma trying to get Hook back after he died counts as her fighting for him?
Yes. She punched the author in the face.
That was the best.
Awesome.
Like,
She
Like
finally got to punch someone in the face instead of just talking about it all the time.
She
Yes.
punched Regina in the face once.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
But usually she just talks about it.
Yeah.
looking at her demeanor before Hook died and after Hook died. Before he died, she knew that the situation was, dire, that they needed to switch this before they all got stuck. But she was still calm. She was cool. She wasn't freaking out about it. After Hook died, she was on the warpath. Like, she wasn't about to stop because it wasn't no longer about getting out of the book. It was bringing Hook back to life. Period.
Okay, so the one thing I know is that they're definitely gonna show a scene of Emma in at Comic-Con because Jennifer already said that they shot something special. So we are probably gonna find out where Emma is in that scene. Anyway, let's go to another question. Let's see. So, how do you guys feel about how the writers handled the Emma saying "I love you" to Killian scene? I just feel that the dagger scene was the wrong scene for it to happen at. I just really wish it would have been when they were at Loft. I am a bit disappointed with that part. Were any of you disappointed that Emma did not tell Killian she loved him at Loft? What are your thoughts? From Anonymous.
Everyone was
It's
disappointed, including Emma and Killian.
Yes.
But it's a character fact for her that she's never been able to say it, for the first time at least, when she's happy. She did it with Henry. It was the same thing when she called her parents mom and dad. She did it with Person.
Yes. And they wanted to parallel it to Mila telling Killian she loved him right before she died.
Because it wasn't helpful enough for him. They just had to add that bit.
Of course they did. They have to give. That I love you gave him motivation to hunt down the Dark One for 300 years. Emma doing this, sacrificing herself for the to the darkness, is going to give him the motivation to find her. At least that's the logic they're going to use.
It's not like he wouldn't have been motivated if she hadn't said it, or if she had said it earlier, though.
I know. Well, I know it's not like he didn't make a joke about it or try to say it for her, but clearly he knew what she wanted to say, and the idea that he wasn't disappointed at all is insane because he was.
Another
and
anonymous. Sorry, go on.
well, the dagger scene, we kind of saw that coming. What we didn't see coming was what she said to Regina. And that just got me, like, when I heard those words, her say those words in tears, my God.
Yeah.
I just was.
Oh, you're talking about
That
the
was
thing, not the other thing. Thank God.
Yeah, I was thinking about that
Yeah,
thing
I was
too,
thinking about the
Stephanie.
dagger business. I was like,
I was
what?
like, the dagger scene, but she said to Regina, no, that has to be fixed. That was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gasped. Yeah, I thought that was even better than when she said it to him.
Yes.
It was
So
absolutely.
yeah, I just admitted that I prefer the Swan Queen scene to a Captain Swan scene. You can
Oh no.
you can put this day in the calendar because I just did something
Yeah, but
awful.
it's not really a Swan Queen scene because they were talking about dudes. I mean,
Yeah.
Emma was
Yeah, it
talking
was.
about the fact that her love died, and she's trying to convince Regina to go stop her love's wedding so that they can so that Emma can get Hook back. That does
Okay.
not pass the Beckel test. They were talking about dudes.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Anonymous on this same topic says, I want to ask, what are your thoughts on the I love you moment being at the end instead of at the loft? It felt like a stall to me rather than something that felt right. Tense and dramatic doesn't always make for the best choices, in my opinion. You are right, Anonymous. We
Yes,
agree.
I
Yes.
agree with you. It would have been lovely to have it on the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
been
for them
lovely
to
to have
stay
anything
on the
on the
bed
bed.
for a little bit.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is that the whole point of her relationship with Hook is for her to grow, and if she's still falling into the same patterns with him, she's not growing, and it's making me nuts. No, because she was
No,
about
she
to say it.
chickened out.
She
She
was,
chickened out.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, she started to say it. She said I, and then she trailed off, chickening out, and I'm like, oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. He just died for you, and you're still chickening out. Really?
Okay, so another question from Quite the Little Minx Swan. She says, Emma's skills with a sword could only come from two people, Charming and Killian, and I'm willing to bet that it was most probably Killian. I mean, could you imagine the swordplay after we see what happened in that finale? I think I would have died a very happy girl to see a scene like that. So happy that I wouldn't be sad we had no coffee action happen. It would have been enough for me. Also, gonna miss you guys over the summer.
Aw.
So,
I
so
love the idea of Hook and Charming competing with
Yeah.
Team Emma.
Although, no matter, I think if she did like train with both of them, she definitely picked up more of Hook's mannerisms because she did that spin thing that he does. That's completely useless. She definitely had his style and flair when
but
she
it's
was
so
sword fighting.
pretty.
I know it is, but it's useless in an actual sword fight, except for the fact that Rumple is apparently, even as his perfect self, is incompetent as a swordsman. Yeah.
No, they fought a bit in Neverland too. They had that encounter with the Lost Boys.
Yeah, but she definitely looked more confident. I mean, I'm sure she's got natural ability because she is Charming's daughter, but you still have to hone that natural ability with some practice. And she's got a pirate boyfriend, and her dad's Prince Charming, so I'm sure they got into sparring, especially if it was like a Henry sparring session and Emma joined in, with the sparring. That'd be
Nah,
fun.
she definitely got more of her lessons from Hook, and he definitely taught her in the exact same way that she went to show him.
I just I just laughed when she was like back off, or I'll change her name to Stumpy. So
Yeah.
that
That was great.
I love that Jennifer snuck in the braid in alternative universe Emma hairstyle. She had the
Yes.
braid and she had it before and after the tower. It was awesome. She was probably waiting for the opportunity to get a braid for 4 seasons.
I don't know why they don't let her do it. She's got such pretty hair.
It's not very Emma, the braid, so we can fan wonk that the braid was something that the Rumpel gave her, because we know Rumpel is very concerned with Emma's fashion choices, like we saw in the other finale.
Well,
She had her hair up in a ponytail at
the date too.
one after, when you were in the sheriff's station, she had put her hair up in a ponytail and also stripped off the sweater, so you could totally see her bra when Hook came in.
Yes, and not to mention the fact that Jen has apparently had to fight for Emma to wear beanies. But they didn't want her wearing beanies either, and now she does.
Yeah, it was so great that she won that fight by sending Adam a drawing from a fan. I think it was a Captain Swan fan too.
Yeah, it was Scribble Cat, Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always bugs me. It's like these girls with long hair who have to then like either they're playing a cop or like Emma's the sheriff and savioring and stuff, and I'm like, her hair is like all over the place. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah, you can see that it's interference from the networks and the producer. Like a glaring example is Felicity on Harrow. In the first season, when she was just a guest star, they let her have pants, they let her have the ponytail. Then when they upgraded her to regular, to love interest, to the main hero, they started putting her in these heels and these ridiculous dresses that are not something someone. Yeah, that there's something someone like her would wear. I mean, they're gorgeous, but they don't fit their personality as well as her old clothes did. Like in season 1, she had those panda flats that were adorable, and then they start giving her heels always. So yeah, you can really see that it's the network that doesn't know how women dress. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's go to another question.
Serena, I think that deserved a gong.
Yeah, I'm gonna gong myself. Wait. I'm gonna gong myself. Where's the gong? Yay. So, okay, Anonymous wants to know, do you think Emma and Killian have had sex yet, like off screen or something? Do you think we will see Captain's one sexy time in season 5? I promised on Twitter that we were gonna have a bet, and we are gonna have a bet. The bet is, do you think Captain Swan have had sex yet? Yes or no? And if no, when do you think they will? Yes or no? Let's go one after the other, alphabetical order.
Yes.
It'll happen.
So, no. Ro, it will happen, it means you think they haven't or they have?
I don't think they have.
Okay. Stephanie?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
They
thank God.
So it's two against two. We don't know what Mai will vote, and I'm gonna vote for yes. So the yes are winning.
I just think that there's a lot of inner beauty to this relationship, that it doesn't always need to be physical. I personally just love to see them on an adventure, which is why I love part 2 so much.
Yes.
Yes, I think they're
No,
just.
I just think it's because 6 weeks passed between 4A and 4B, and
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't see
they
any
were happy
reason.
and had nothing else to do for once.
And
They
we
were
didn't.
bored. They had nothing else to do.
And it's not like we saw the first time for Rumbell or the first time for Snowing, and we're not even sure if that Outlaw Queen Crypt stuff was their first time. They might have done it before that. They're not really interested in showing like the first time. They're more interested in showing like an important one. Like I'm sure after this Dark One business is over and they're reunited, we'll get to see it then to
You're
parallel Snow
jinxing it.
to
You're
parallel
jinxing it.
to parallel Snowing doing it when Snow got back from the Enchanted Forest in season 2.
But he did it while Emma was the Dark One. Hook wouldn't catch anything. It's technically it's safe, right?
It's
Oh,
not into threesomes.
Contrary to what any smut writers would like to think or like to write, there's not going to be any sexy times while Emma's the Dark One. That's for damn sure.
Nope.
Okay,
Oh,
so
but a little bit of seduction never hurt anybody.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that she's gonna get, especially if she is at war with herself and descends like further and further into the darkness. So she might try to seduce him, but I don't think he's gonna go for it. But why can't it be a combination of both?
I really don't think he'll start drinking. I mean, she's not dead. It's not hopeless like with Mila. I don't see any reason for him to go to the drinking one-handed pirate.
Well, no, not that. I'm just saying, like, he puts on a brave face in front of Emma's family and stuff, but say he like retires for the night to the Jolly Roger and he like takes a swig. That's both. That's being, a strong person and still like taking a moment for himself to, indulge in his misery. Which is why it's going to be important for the Charmings and stuff to for them to solidify that bond with him as a member of the family, and I really hope they do that.
I'd really
Okay.
like to
Oh,
see
sorry.
some Bell stuff.
Or Robin.
Robin can go hang out with Regina because I don't want him near. Because I don't want his suckiness to infect Killian. I'm sorry. It's the worst. I can't.
He's too busy with his new baby mama.
Yeah. He needs to go make sure she's taking her prenatal vitamins and whatever. So, Anonymous wants to know what were your reactions to Killian's death?
I screamed.
You screamed?
Yes. I screamed the same thing Emma screamed.
And, you know,
Ro?
well, and we've always joked about Charming threatening to kill Hook because he's dating Emma, but never thought we'd actually see it.
I was actually excited because I'm a secret Swan Queen shipper. No, because I was looking forward to Emma's reaction. Like, finally, we were cheated out of seeing her reaction in the mid-season finale, and maybe they heard us. I remember. I remember when we complained about not getting that payoff, Emma reacting to him being in danger in the season 4A finale, and Adam and Hedy were like, well, we can't have them kissing for the whole episode. We know it was short, but we can't have them kiss for the whole episode. And we said, no, it's not about the kissing. And in this episode, they had no kisses, but they had payoff. And we liked it.
Totally.
So you see, Adam and Hedy, it's not about the kisses.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Stephanie, did you say what your reaction was? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Okay. Because you are also a Secret Swan Queen shipper.
I thought I wasn't secret. You out me as one every time. Every time I'm not here.
Okay, so he felt it. He felt it in his pants. Did you see the muscle memory scene? He was feeling it in his pants. I'm just saying. Because apparently, from things people have said, Emma was locked up for 2 years. So she felt those 2 years The others didn't, but she felt with all her memories. So she actually hadn't seen him for 2 years. So her reaction made a lot of sense. It wasn't like a couple of days for her.
Yeah,
Where did you say 2 years? Because I know she'd been in there for a while, but I haven't seen that timeline anywhere.
I think one of the people who were on set for the filming said that the crew, someone on set told them about this timeline, these 2 years.
Well, remember, Henry died when Henry and the author dive into the book. It's the very last chapter, and they say that. So clearly there had been a whole bunch of stuff that happened before that. And Regina even says that the evil queen locked up the quote unquote savior years ago. So to Emma, who had all her memories and knew what was going on, it would have felt like years, even though to Henry it had only been a couple of days.
Oh no, absolutely. I have a lot of feelings about Emma being locked in a tower for years.
Oh, I gotta say, Isaac, you're a jerk. I hope you die. You do not lock my girl up like that, asshole.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. Oop.
Did you see that comic too?
But he did give her a pretty dress, so we can't say he wasn't concerned with her looking good. He didn't give her a comb for her hair, so that's not good.
You know,
Anyway.
Well, I don't think she screamed all day, because that would get annoying.
Just once in a while. Okay, from Anonymous. Next question. Killian and Emma need to have a first meeting every season. It's becoming tradition. What combination of Killian and Emma first meeting would you want to see most? Princess Emma, Pirate Emma, Early Pirate Killian, Lieutenant Jones, Cursed Killian, Pre-Once Emma, etc. Killian and Emma with without memories. I can't believe we get to watch fanfiction of our OTP. Best thing ever. I think one of them, like either Killian or Emma, should come from the future. That's not
Yes,
been done yet.
that could be fun.
Or one of their children should come from the future.
Yes, that would be great.
awesome.
And they should be really, really obnoxious, like early frat boy Killian. They should be insufferable, and Killian should hate him, and then he should find out that's his son.
Yes.
Sounds like a plot to Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Every show on Earth should take inspiration from Sailor Moon. It's just what they should do if they want to be good. No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
thank you. No, thank you.
No.
Next.
I always thought that if anyone came from the future, it would be Emma's brother, Baby Graham.
Oh, him. Yeah, that could work.
Well, it'd be better than being Rumple's fake kid.
Yeah.
True.
Baby Snatcher Rumple.
Yes.
Totally in character.
I don't know. Was it Neil? Was it a random kidnapped kid?
I'm pretty
All
sure it was
children.
supposed to be Neil.
I think it was supposed to be Neil.
Because I remember when they all went poof, I was like, where's the baby? That was like my number one thing. Where is the kid? And the kid wasn't there. Otherwise, Henry would have been toting the kid around when he was driving.
Okay, next question from Anonymous. FML, I literally can't. What potential do you think this next plotline has?
I think it's going to be nice to have a plot line be fully, hopefully, and completely about Emma for a change.
Considering that the last couple have appeared to be about Emma and it turned out to be a bait and switch or it was about some other nonsense, I'm not holding out hope. Well, see, that's the thing, though. They are introducing Merlin, and if you introduce Merlin, you have to introduce Arthur and Guinevere and all them people. Camelot is going to be a thing, whether we physically go there or not.
Yeah.
So there's going to be new characters, but I don't think it's going to be take over the way Frozen took over, or the way the Queens of Darkness took over. At least I hope not.
For real skis, you guys.
We hope.
Yeah, I see a lot of potential with this plot and this arc, and I really hope that J-Mo gets to have fun with it, like playing that character, a different version of Emma. Not exactly changed, but just different.
Okay, let's see. Next question from Princess Swan Love. She says, "Hi, it's me. Hope you guys are mind blown with Once Upon a Time season 4 finale as I am. Well, I wanted to ask you guys, think Hook, Henry, Regina, Robin, Snow, and David will find all their clues about where Merlin is in the author's house, like they did with the now former author Isaac? Because I hope that they save Emma and find Merlin last only half of the first half of season 5 with great and better results, as we all suspect, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?" I don't know if I understood this question. I think she wants to know if you think the search for Merlin will last half a season or a whole season.
I think Merlin will be the Merlin stuff specifically will get wrapped up in 4A or in 5A, but Dark One Emma may go on into 5B.
But if Merlin is tied to Dark One Emma and is the only one who's defeated the Dark One, I mean the only reason they will be looking for Merlin is because he can help with Dark One Emma.
Because the apprentice said so, and the apprentice is shady. $10 says that Merlin shows up and says, "Yeah, I can't do anything because there's supposed to be darkness, light, balance stuff. You're on your own, bitches."
Well, this is like the problem with the storyline, right? The apprentice says that the darkness the only way he could like beat it back was to tie it to the dagger, and now they're trying to like defeat it altogether. Merlin can't do that because if he could do that, he would have done that in the first place and not tie it to a human soul and the dagger.
Exactly.
So, like at the end, it's not going to come down to Merlin. It's going to come down to Emma and the people around her, with probably an assist from Merlin, possibly.
I just think with all this mythology that they're going into with the actual Dark One, the Dark One itself is basically like the smoke monster from Lost, the main villain of the series. We always thought it was Rumpel, but it's the darkness that was controlling him, because now it's controlling Emma. So it's going to be like maybe come down to a final battle, maybe in the last season.
And
I
that
don't
is
know.
what my problem is. Because they have been trying to say that Rumpel's heart became that dark and stuff because he made a bunch of really shitty choices for 300 years. And now you're trying to tell me it's because he had a smoke monster inside him, and the Dark One and Rumpel are like two distinct entities. That is not jive with the way I understood the Dark One in the early part of the series, and they're is completely retconning it in order to do this, and it's pissing me off. Oh, if that happens, I will be so pissed.
Yep.
Rumbell needs to die in a fire. I mean, seriously, he just
started
robbed
off
everyone
well.
you know of agency to get his own happiness. And yet you're going to take him back now because he's dying? What the fuck?
I don't
I
think she.
I don't think she was taking him back. I mean, she started out that scene not like she came in the door. She was like, you know, I came in here to make sure you're not going to hurt anyone else. She was mad at him, and then he was dying, and she's sad because even though she's mad at him and she left him, she does still love him, but she's not. She wasn't taking him back there.
Yeah, but now he's
Now he's like
darkness
home
free. Oh no, you know what I think's gonna happen? He's gonna pretend to be helping, and he's going to be secretly plotting to kill Emma and take the Dark One power back. Because he's an addict. And they just took his fix without asking him.
That would be
Wouldn't surprise
hilarious.
me.
That is literally the only way I will be okay with this Rumpel suddenly doesn't have any darkness in his heart nonsense. That even though he still doesn't have any darkness, he still fucks it up because he makes shitty choices. And is a terrible person.
I will laugh my ass off if you're right.
Does he care?
I think it was just a fitting punishment that he lost his power because he's too dangerous with it. It's actually safer with Emma because she doesn't have the years of, dark deeds on her heart that he did.
Okay, let's go to another question. Anonymous wants to know what did you guys think of the Killian and Harry scenes, and we've already answered that, so let's go to the next. Hooked on Killian for Life 28 wants to know what Captain Swan moment was your favorite in all of Season 4?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Shit.
You weren't expecting this question? It was
thought it
pretty
was gonna
obvious.
be the finale.
That's what I thought too.
No. All of
I was
it.
just all ready for that.
Uh,
I'm gonna. I still think Whiteout was my favorite episode of the season, so I'm gonna say like all the stuff that happened after Emma got out of the ice cave because we hadn't had that before, and it was new and exciting, and it made me really happy.
okay, in that vein, I'm going to say the kiss after the date combined with Emma leaning against the door after Hook leaves, because that's when I think she realizes that she's in love with him.
I think that's when she realizes she is so fucked
Yeah.
because she's in love with him. But but in general, I don't think she's thinking I'm in love with her. I think she's thinking I am fucked.
Well, that's what happened with Hook in Neverland. He didn't. I don't think he was thinking, "Oh my God, I love her." He's thinking, "Oh my God, I'm so screwed," which is
Yeah.
tantamount to the same thing.
Ro?
Honestly, it's that moment in the finale where she tells Regina she just saw the man she loved die.
And we have another Swan Queen shipper here. Oh my god. It's an epidemic. Okay, I'm gonna
No,
say. Hmm?
I just didn't see it coming, and
Thank
it
God.
just hit me like no other scene did because of JMO's acting, obviously, and because she actually said it. After 3 seasons, we finally get her to say it.
Yeah, that one was great. I think I'll say the muscle memory scene though. Yeah.
That was good.
That was your favorite all season?
Yes, it was. Uh,
And it's such a contrast to that same moment in Tallahassee. Remember in Tallahassee, the Anton falls to the ground and she's looking for Hook, going, where the heck are you? And he, pops up and she just looks so annoyed that he kept her waiting. And then in this time when Hook does it and she looks up, she just looks so happy to see him. It's complete opposite reaction, and I really liked it.
Yeah, it's like he said, perhaps there's a man in the life that you lost that you love. Yep, it's you, buddy.
Yay.
Okay, next question from E. Mackham. They say, I love your podcast so much. What did you think of her in the finale? What are your predictions concerning Lily's father? And what did you think of Emma kind of chickening out in the loft with Killian? You guys are amazing. I think we talked about Harry and Emma kitchening out. So, what are your predictions for the Dragon Daddy?
It happened in dragon form.
Well, it's gonna be Merlin or someone else connected to Camelot.
Well, in some versions of the story, Merlin can shapeshift, and Arthur's last name is Pendragon. So it's either Merlin, Arthur, or Arthur's dad, Uther. Mm-hmm.
Kinky.
I love A Sword and a Stone.
Yeah. Maybe it's the John Hurt dragon.
Can we talk about how much in the all the Merlin Camelot dramas, TV shows, movies, how much rape by fraud there is, and how many opportunities there are for Adam and Eddie to do something else truly fucked up because
Oh
they
God.
haven't done that enough? Let's just reflect on that for a second. Anyway.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I got to it first, though, because I will not have creepiness.
Yeah, I'm assuming that if Lancelot was still alive back in the Enchanted Forest, then there are some still people from Camelot still out there somewhere.
If they do it right.
Okay, let's go to the last question from Anonymous. They want to know if we know the start date for season 5 of Once Upon a Time yet. We don't know when it's gonna start, but it usually starts on the last week of September, the last Sunday of September, so the 27th probably. We'll know officially a bit later, closer to the premiere, but that's probably it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, do you guys have any comments, any last questions? Because we have answered all the questions already. We
Oh,
were
wow.
so quick today.
Well, speaking as someone who really loved the relationship between Emma and Henry back in season 1, it was great to see him like step up and rescue his family, like when he went to save Emma and they just reunited. That was lovely.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yes.
I thought she was amazing as the evil queen, and I liked how even as the evil queen she had her council, she had all her evil friends. In comparison to Regina, who only had her father, she didn't have all these people being her friends even. So I like that difference.
Oh, we have to talk about the shade thrown at the evil Regals.
Yeah, I started the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, that's Adams and Eddie's self-insert. Like they're just saying, yeah, we are her. Then I started reading this speculation that they were making fun of them, and that was not my first impression actually.
Frankly, I wish they would have done the same thing for the Rumple fans. Good grief.
I kind of rolled my eyes with the whole like pin thing, but I liked how it came back and it was actually used in the story.
Yeah. He
Like I
suddenly
was like,
found
oh,
himself in
okay,
trouble.
like it has a
Oops.
use. It wasn't there as like a thing, and then I wouldn't have.
Oh, I thought it looked good.
I did too.
Yeah, I liked it.
N- Actually, I thought his is lighter than Killian's usually is. I think they didn't use enough. And seriously, how scary is Blackbeard? Because Henry managed to take him out.
Captain
That whole
Floor.
scene was awesome though, with like the sass and like, oh no, cowardly deckhand Killian, and then Henry's like, fuck this shit, and knocks him unconscious. It was great.
Cowardly deckhand Killian, who still has half of his chest hanging out. I just like to point this out.
I have a headcanon that Blackbeard dressed him up like that because he was like, if you're gonna be like utterly useless and cowardly and sort of also in my headcanon, his dad basically paid Blackbeard to take him off his hands because he lost his hand earlier or whatever. Anyways, besides the point, Blackbeard dressed him up like that because he was like, you may as well at least fucking look like a fearsome pirate.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
It was hilarious though, and he still couldn't like as soon as he met Emma, all of that changed.
Yep.
Because he like sacrificed his life for them.
Because
And
that's what happens when he meets Emma. His life changes, and no
but
matter
the
what the
best part was him
circumstances.
being allergic to rum because it's like it's like that stuff from like the season one with the curse. It's like, oh, I'm gonna take away everything you love, and she takes away Snow White's hair.
Yep.
It's exactly like that. It's Ripple took away Killian's rum.
Oh, and we didn't talk about the cannon firing stuff.
oh yeah.
After Henry and Hook rescue her and they're on the Jolly Roger and she's like, hey, we should probably book it out of here. That's not a normal Black Knight. And oops, here comes a dragon. And they have to shoot it. And she
Nothing
really
says
was Captain Swan. It was awesome.
totally.
Yes. I love that more than the red vest of sex, honestly. Yes. It's mine too. And Emma was totally like feeling his chest when they ran into each other. I just like to point this out.
They ran into each other. She was looking at him. He was like a tall glass of water. It's
Yep.
like, I've been locked in a tower with a dragon guarding me for 2 years. And
It's
I'm
been a
really happy
while.
to see my son, but thank God that you're here too.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That look she gave him.
I
Oh,
mean,
it was
seriously,
so.
that's one of the first times we've seen her look at him that way, like completely adoration in her eyes. Just so freaking thrilled to see him. And then looks like the what? Well, and let's all be real. Dark One Emma is she's totally Anakin Skywalker right now. She's Darth Vader. Emma just became Darth Vader. At least that's how they're going to play. I'm almost certain that's how they're going to play it.
So much Star Wars. Wookiee prisoner gag to rescue Princess Leia.
Everything's
And now
fine.
she's
We're all
Darth
fine now. How are you?
Oh my god.
We're in
Get
conversation.
into the garbage chute, Flyboy.
Yeah, but she saw that he was allergic to rum. I was thinking, he's a bit of a fixer-upper. Sorry, I know you guys are done with Frozen, but I just couldn't help it.
Hey, that song and Love Is an Open Door are totally on my Captain Swan playlist. I just point this out. Oh. Yeah, but he figured it out eventually. He's like, what do you know? I'm a natural. And then stab.
Aww.
But how long realistically is Hook going to hold the fact that Charming killed him over his head?
I want it to be forever.
Yes.
Forever. I don't want that to just be a thing that he said in the show. I want it to come up again and again and again.
But
and stabbed you in the back, and your daughter was really sad.
And can we just say that conversation that the four of them had in Granny's, that might be the first time we actually saw Snow speak to Killian actual words that wasn't like in the background where we couldn't hear what they were saying all season.
Hopefully we'll see more of it.
Fingers crossed. Right. Well, not only that, remember the script tease that Henry says to Regina, don't worry, Mom, Operation Mongoose is almost complete. That wasn't in the episode either.
Good.
Well, it's probably an automatic. The bug's the bug, I'm sure, is a stick shift, and that car was probably an automatic. Well, he still kind of parked rather abruptly. It looked kind of rough
no
when he
one else
parked.
on the road. They've all disappeared.
It's an empty road between there and the next town.
He got to the first town.
The storybook isn't supposed to exist. It has to
Probably
have been.
Boston. I imagine it would be the closer of the cities.
He
How do you
he
know
would
he
Well,
have
didn't
found a
steal a
way.
credit
I'm
card?
sure. I'm
There
sure
was
Henry's
nobody
got like an
around.
I'm sure Henry's got like an allowance or something. He's probably been saving his money, and he's like, "Oh crap, I have to use it for a bus ticket to
Henry's
Boston."
resourcefulness was not the plot hole of the episode. The plot hole of the episode was Charming having a heart.
Yes, a whole one.
A whole complete heart that was magically recreated, even though such a thing cannot be done because it's akin to bringing someone back from the dead.
Which they went out of their way to remind us yet again that person cannot be resurrected.
Yeah, I mean, I get where Henry's coming from, like contemplating the idea, but it's unfortunate. Michael Raymond James is on another show now, so it's not going to happen.
All the
The
pen.
magic pen.
But see, that's the thing, though. If they had just snapped this thing, like, 4 episodes ago, none of this would happen.
They didn't have it. Rumpel had it all the time. And then she gave it straight, when Regina took it, she gave it straight to the author, pretty much.
Yeah, but if they could have gotten it from Rumple and snapped it, then, oh, look, no author.
They
Can't
didn't even
rewrite
get into the
anything.
pawn shop. They, like, fell down on the road.
Nobody knows.
Sure, he is the author.
I
The apprentice said we found the right man for the job this time,
He just
so
has to stab Regina the next time he wants a little bit of ink. Okay, so if you guys have any other comments, we can end this here. It looked so weird.
he did.
See, you know what I think? You know what I think? I think that was like a couple of days after they finished shooting, and his beard had grown in some more, and that's why it looked weird.
His hair was different.
Yeah. No, because see, that's why I think it's extra growth because his beard grows really fast. Like when he was here when he was here in Nashville to film Dust Storm, he had to shave more than once a day to remain clean shaven to film his scenes.
Yeah, you tend to notice ever since.
Don't ask why I know this. Because I'm pretty sure they have to trim his scruff like every day to make it look the same. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's like when he first got to Nashville before they started filming, and his hair was a little bit longer and his beard was a little bit longer than it usually is because he hadn't shaved or had a trim in a while. For continuity's sake on the show, they have to trim his hair and beard probably almost every day, so it looks the same all the time. Yay. Yeah, because Castle's almost over, probably.
Why are there no castles in Castle?
Well, I know that's and they canceled forever, so it can't be Ione, which sucks.
Okay, so I think this is the end for this podcast. And I don't know exactly when we will be back. I think we can be back after the fairy tale convention in June in Paris and discuss what happens there and if we get any new spoilers maybe. But we'll see. So thank you everyone for listening to us this whole season, and thank you for sending us always so many questions. And we'll be back in June, hopefully. Bye.
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 Finale.